welcome to the BMW M2 Cup. We're thrilled to be here at the Lausitzring in Germany, excited for the second season of this fantastic series. And yeah, lot of new talents, lot of new challenges, lots of new teams. And we're excited because all in all, it's going to be a very exciting championship, that is for sure. And it's very international this year, in fact. We've got, I think, more than 8 different languages. And to get a feel for that, check this out.
I'm Bart Horston. I want to dream. I will prove myself. I will test my limits. I can shape my future and I won't hide.
Ich bin Aaron Wenisch. Ich möchte träumen. Ich möchte mich verbessern. Ich möchte meine Limits austesten. Ich möchte meine Zukunft gestalten und ich möchte mich nicht verstecken.
Sono Diego Stifter. Voglio il futuro. Voglio farmi vedere e voglio la prova.
Ik ben Maxime Ooster. Ik ga dromen. Ik ga mijn limiet opzoeken. Ik ga mezelf bewijzen, maar ik ga niet verstoppen.
Hallo, ik ben Jarno. Ik wil dromen, ik kan mijn eigen bewijzen, mijn limieten testen en mijn toekomst vormgeven, maar ik zal me niet verstoppen.
Hallo, ich bin der Sean Fuster. Ich bin da, weil ich große Träume habe. Ich will mich selber verbessern. Ich bin da, um die Limits zu ertasten und um mich selber verbessern. Aber was ich nicht will, ist kneifen.
Hefler Robi vagyok. Álmodni szeretnék. Be akarom bizonyítani, hogy jó vagyok. Tesztelni akarom a határaimat. Szeretném megalapozni a jövőmet, és nem szeretnék elbújni.
Ahoj, jsem Michal Makeš. Jsem tu, abych snil, abych se ukázal, abych poznal svoje limity, abych si vybudoval budoucnost a abych se neskrýval.
All right, and I'm here with the founder of the BMW M2 Cup, Hans-Bernd Kamm. Fantastic seeing you here. Good having you. It's the second season, and so far so good, right? You excited about the new season?
Yeah, absolutely, because we made a big job, so the crew brought the age of the drivers a little bit more down, so we have the USP with our BMW M2 Cup, and we look forward to the season.
And now we just saw the film. There's so many different languages, so it's so absolutely international. How excited are you about that?
Yeah, we didn't expect it, that we get so much from the outside, from other countries, but fantastic. At the end, the languages we have is all over the world.
Absolutely. And now Louis Henkefend was the champion last year. And obviously the BMW M2 Cup is all about pushing the talents forward. So Louis was a champion last year, and this year he's already driving in the DTM Trophy. So I guess that is exactly what it's all about, bringing these young boys and girls to do their career, right?
Yeah, we go on with this with BMW. We have set up even in the paddock where we have the M2 and the M4 cars together, and they can learn from each other, and this year we will have the same result. The best will sit in a GT4 M4 next year.
And also, I mean, here at the Lausitzring, it's always exciting being here. What are you expecting for the first race weekend of the season?
Yeah, I expect that we are very close together from the first moment on, and later on the very new talents will come to the top as well. We had in the practice 10 cars in 1 second. That's fantastic.
Absolutely. So I guess we can expect very tight racing here at the Lausitzring?
Yeah, for sure.
And that always means it's exciting, that's for sure as well. Now it's very windy. We had a stormy night last night. We're all excited, I think, that it's dry and not wet today, but very windy as we can see. I can hardly see you, same with you here. What do you think does that do to the track and to the conditions, being so windy and a little chilly?
It's the same condition for everybody, so we like that changings are there, so they have to learn to handle it, and this is the case why we are doing motorsport.
Absolutely. And how excited are you about the BMW M2 Cup being in the second season here in the frame of the DTM?
That's for sure the right platform to go to, because here they can see where they want to go in the future. They see the heroes in the DTM and they know where to go.
Absolutely. Hans-Bernd Kamm, I'm sorry. It's so windy, it's irritating. Thank you so much, and I'm going to try to grab some drivers. Thank you so much. And here we got Maxime Oosten. We're saying it's all about everybody being so international, so here's another very international face. Hello Maxime, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. And you?
Fantastic having you back here in the BMW M2 Cup. How excited are you? The season finally beginning.
Yeah, I'm very excited. The season started late, the same as last year, but the competition looks strong, so I'm looking forward to it.
And also a little nervous or just excited?
Just excited. Excited for the season to start.
All right, but starting from P2, I guess it's always a good way to start, and hopefully for the race, you're aiming for victory, I guess.
Yeah, for sure, I hope so, but we will see.
It's going to be a tough race, I'm sure. Yes. All right, thank you so much. So that's Maxime from the Netherlands. We've got Fabian Kraim in the front in pole position from Germany. And we've got another face here. He's from the Czech Republic. We've got Michal Makeš. And so, hello, Michal, how are you?
Hello, hello.
You're starting in P3, your first year in the BMW M2 Cup, so we call you a rookie. And also now there's a rookie championship. So are you aiming for the title there or for the complete title in the championship?
Yeah, I cannot say right now. We'll see. I'm extremely happy to be on P3 in my first racing weekend with this car. So yeah, we'll see right now. It's just to learn, be consistent throughout the race, and I'll see where I finish.
All right, well, best of luck for the race. Thank you so much, Michal. And now let's go to the front to just quickly still grab Fabian Kraim, who's starting in pole position. So let's see how he's doing. And surely the first race of the season is always exciting. So Fabian, hello again.
Hello.
Good to see you. How are you doing?
Yeah, so far good. It's a nice feeling to be on the podium, on the pole position, sorry.
Not yet on the podium, but I guess starting in pole position, it's always it's very close to the podium. So do you think you can go for a victory or a podium all in all you're happy with?
Yeah, to be honest, it would be nice to be on the podium, and for sure victory will be the best. The feeling is quite good, so we're looking forward to this.
All right, but till then, it's still a long way, so best of luck to all the drivers, and now everybody enjoy. Here's your commentator.
Verena, what great work down there. And speaking to all our drivers on the grid, we are ready for Season 2 of the BMW M2 Cup here at the Lausitzring. 4.575 kilometers, 10 corners, 6 of them left, 10 of them right. Turn 1, that 300-meter left-hander with 6-degree banking. Whoa! As we look at Stegman there, lined up on the grid, going from P5, good qualifying, P5. Then it's the Jarno Douw car that we look at. Jarno Douw. Try and pronounce it correctly if I can. And there he's on the grid, ready to do everything that he can, of course, during the course of this race. Robert Heffler, the BMW M2 Cup driver of car number 53. He's going from P7 on the grid. And just behind Heffler then, we see the all-yellow car then. Driver number 22, that's Mark David Müller. Mark David Müller then going to be easily recognizable during the course of this race, which is just under a minute away from starting. So welcome to Season 2, welcome to the Lausitzring. This is the BMW M2 Cup and the young talents being elevated by this fantastic series. Fabian Kraim, of course, raced last year, was a race winner last year, and therefore has put himself in a gun position for this particular race. Maxime Oosten, also a driver from last year. Now, the best of the rookies, if you will, who Verena spoke to earlier on, is Makeš. And Makeš then, Michal Makeš, one to watch out for from the Czech Republic. And here's a little fact. Watching during qualifying yesterday, Michal Makeš conserved his tyres. So banked the lap that he did for P3, put the car into the pit lane, and therefore, potentially towards the end of the race, he might have just a little bit more longevity in his tyres. We will see. So we are but seconds away then, and the cars lined up on the grid. It's a fantastic international entry, as Verena has indicated, across the entire grid for this year, and the cars look absolutely brilliant. I had the privilege and opportunity yesterday to be driving a road-going M2 and had a fantastic time doing some filming, and what it must feel like for those drivers down there on the grid. Well, I can only imagine knowing just how excited I was yesterday in driving one of these fantastic cars. Marshals are standing by, ready, of course, to look after everyone during the course of the race, which will be 30 minutes plus 1 lap. And on board the starting gantry, then we go. And there, the sense of tension, the sense of anticipation and excitement are really building here at the Lausitzring as the cars are released then. And this, their formation lap. 1 lap to get their eye in, to try and get those tyres warmed up, to try and get the brakes warmed up, and to bring everything, including themselves, up to temperature, ready for this race to come. The number 54 car of Maxim Usten then. He's going to be one to watch. Also one to watch then, Michael Makesh from the Czech Republic. We've already mentioned. And there, the all-yellow car then of Mark David Muller. And other cars stretching out then around this extraordinary track. Here comes the grid in full. Fabian Crime going from P1, Maxim Usten alongside. Michael Makesh, P3. Tom Nittel, returning driver, P4. Lawrence Stegman, P5. Then it's Jarno Dahau going from P6. Robert Heffler, P7. Mark David Muller, P8. Bartholomew Horsten, P9. And Leonard Hugenboom then goes from P10. And that means the first 5 rows of the grid. Sean Fuster, what a likeable young man. He goes from P11. Diego Stifter alongside P12. A welcome return to both Jacqueline and Alessia Kreutzpointner. 2 very talented young ladies. They go from P13 and P14. And Aaron Venish goes from P15 on the grid. 15 cars ready to do battle over 30 minutes in the BMW M2 Cup, and leading them away then will be Fabian Crime and Maxim Usten then in car number 43 and number 54, followed by Makesh and then Tom Nittel in car number 7. So all the cars making their way. I can see from the fantastic vantage point that we have here at the Lausitzring, which is really up high in the main grandstand. We get a commanding view of the entire circuit. And I can see exactly where the cars are on the track, as well, of course, as having all the screens and facilities here so that we can watch the GPS signals being sent from each of the cars to our live track map. And they are approaching the close of the lap now, and they will return to part of the original tri-oval before heading towards the start-finish line once again. And that's precisely where they are now. This track, built and in use since 2000, designed very much like the ovals as used in the USA by NASCAR and IndyCar. And it is an extraordinary facility here at the Lausitzring. It's around about 60 minutes from Berlin, perhaps 45 or so from Dresden. And it's one that the fans love because the vantage points, particularly from the main grandstand, means that you can see all of the action all of the time. So cars into their starting boxes then. And if I felt that the excitement and anticipation was building just a few moments ago before the formation lap got underway, it's absolutely nothing in comparison to what the drivers will be feeling now. The first race of our 2022 season, with points up for grabs for all the drivers through to P15. And, of course, the lure of a DTM trophy ride and race campaign for the winner of the championship this year, like Lewis Henkerfend last year. Green flag from the marshal at the back of the pack. We throw the lighting gantry to the top of the screen for you. And we're held for some time under the lights, but now let's go racing. It looks to me like a good start for Fabian Crime, less of a good start for Michael Makesh, who is under threat for that P3 position in the early stages of this. In fact, before we've even gone into turn number 1, and sure enough, he loses out. And Fabian Crime, though, got it nailed absolutely perfectly right at the start. Tom Nittel, looking very, very lively indeed, has put himself up into P2 already. So for the first time of asking then, the drivers really stretch the legs of these M2 Cup cars then, and into turn number 1. Brave move up the inside as we go 3 abreast into that turn 2 effectively. It's the first proper turn because, of course, turn number 1 you take absolutely full chat flat, and Tom Nittel is really beginning to hound Fabian Crime now. So Fabian Crime, his initial start and getaway was really, really good, but Tom Nittel anticipated the lights perfectly and got away really well. Look at this, 3 abreast, 5 cars all in a gaggle there going into this turn. And it's Dahau who leads that little pack of cars. And getting out onto the dirt for the number 47 car of Mikael Makesh, whose start was less than optimum. But it is all going to be something of a learning curve, little bit of a love tap onto the back of Leonard Hugenboom's number 27 car from the number 99 machine of Lawrence Stegman. Rubin is racing, let's remember. So there is Lawrence Stegman in that number 99 car. And up through the inside then, and we saw that move. See Ooston then. Now up to that P2 position, having wrestled it away from the number 7 car of Tom Nittel. So Fabian Crime leading from Maxim Ooston, Tom Nittel, then it is Dahau, Muller, Hugenboom, Stegman, Stifter, Makesh and Horston rounding out the top 10 as we continue with this brilliant race underway to get our championship campaign for 2022 underway. So coming under some pressure there is Horston from Sean Fuster. Sean Fuster in the number 11 car. Keep your eyes on him. He's going to be a star during the course of the season. And this number 54 car then, the all-yellow machine of Maxime Ooston, who needs to keep in touch with Fabian Crime and not allow Fabian Crime to get too far ahead. The gap at the moment is something like 9/10, and then about the same back to Tom Nittel running in P3. So into the turn, and all of these young talents then prepared to explore every opportunity to try and have a go here. And side by side they go, and onto the gravel for Dahau. And does he keep it out of the barriers? Yes, he does. It was a good save, to be honest, from Dahau. Squeezed out somewhat onto the gravel, but managed to keep his foot in and be absolutely confident in being able to keep the car pointing in the right direction, and that's precisely what he did. Held onto that well. That could have been oh so different. Of course, has lost out on a number of places as a result of that, as we watch the Sean Fuster number 11 car. But now this battle that is going on, which is for P5 with Stegman and Hugenboom. Stegman in the white car that's leading this pack of cars, and then Hugenboom is really chasing him. So you can just see that little three-way fight going on between Hugenboom, Stegman and Dahau, the returning Dahau then, following his being squeezed out onto the gravel, and he'll want to right the wrongs of that particular move by trying to get past those cars ahead of him. And here we can see what I mentioned about the fact that Rubbing is racing. And if there's a gap there, you're going to go for it, and that's precisely what happened. And of course the big beneficiary of that was not the number 47 car of Mikael Makesh, who found himself on the gravel. In the meantime, this was the situation where we saw the number 14 car of Jarno Dahau, the Belgian racer, also squeezed out, and being squeezed out by the Mark David Muller car. So insufficient racing room left. But just look at this in super slow-mo replay, how he was unprepared to let the drifting back end of the car upset him. He kept his foot absolutely planted and maintained momentum, kept the car pointing in the right direction, and was able to rejoin as well. Now, all the incidents are being looked at. We have nothing on our screen to say that anything is, or any investigation is being carried further at the moment. So this fight that is going on between Leonard Hugenboom and Lawrence Stegman continues. Stegman trying to go around the outside here. Oh, as a round has gone, the number 11 car of Sean Fuster. He's in the gravel. Hopefully he'll be able to get it back onto the tarmac once again. So Sean Fuster, a casualty. He was running in that P10 position, but clearly will have dropped back now. We could see that the Dahau was on the inside of the number 99 car of Lawrence Stegman here. And is he going to be able to carry all this speed around the banking of turn number 1? Up high is sometimes a better position to be in. However, great driving there by Dahau. And here comes Stegman to fight back then. Heading up towards turn number 2. And also a battle going on between Mark David Muller and the number 27 car here of Leonard Hugenboom. And behind them, 3 abreast they go with Lawrence Stegman. Lawrence Stegman and Jarno de Houw are absolutely providing some thrilling action here. They're fighting over the P6 position. Whilst all this has been going on, Fabian Krime has managed to extend his lead. And this is why we saw the Sean Fuster car going around then. And it was with an assist, it has to be said, from Robert Heffler. And Robert Heffler right into the door of the car then. And that is being looked at. That is under investigation because that, as you can see, spun the number 11 car of Sean Fuster into a 360, ended up on the gravel, has returned, but he's running right at the back of the pack now, so that's taken away his P10, P11 position, which he was in at that particular moment. Meantime, Diego Stifter leading this little gaggle of cars. Diego Stifter then running in P8. And then we see the de Houw car, the number 14 car. So the cars all accelerate out of the turn. And as you can see, confirmation on the top of your screen that incident involving cars number 11, which is Sean Fuster, and the 63 car, or 53 car rather, of Robert Heffler is under investigation. So in the meantime, we pick up the fight that's going on here for P3, final podium place. Now, you can see just diving out is Stegman, just taking a look at the inside. And Stegman leaving himself just a little bit vulnerable, potentially, to Mikhail Makesh then. Mikhail Makesh taking a look at that. So as he... Oh, and that's a disaster potential for the number 14 car of de Houw, because as he was attacking ahead, so he was wrong-footed and wrong-placed, and now he finds himself on the grass. So that big advantage to other drivers then, and that's often the case, that when you're focused on attacking ahead, of course you're not defending the position that you hold. And there is de Houw. Let's take a look at this. I mean, it was a really fraught fight between the two of them here. As you can see, getting just a back end of the car stepped out. That forced de Houw, who had no alternative then but to take to the grass. And Horsted Bartholomew then a big beneficiary of that, as well, of course, as Jarno de Houw and Stifter really did stiff him then. But racing is racing. Now, car number 53, Robert Heffler, has been told that he's got to give the position back to Sean Fuster. So that's really going to advantage Sean because Heffler is a couple of cars ahead of Fuster now. So Fuster is going to benefit from that, potentially. There, confirmation on the top of the screen. Car number 53 has got to change his position with car number 11. So that will bring Schuster back into P13. Here is our race leader, Fabian Krime then. Tom Nittel sets the fastest lap in his pursuit of Maxime Ersten then, who is running in P2. And in the meantime, four-way fight almost going on here between Hugenboom. Oh, a very wide line there for Mikhail Makesh then in the number 47 car, which was not the quickest way, that's for sure. So Tom Nittel going to be one to watch then, having set the fastest lap. He's 2.4 seconds down on the leader, and all over the back of the Mark David Muller car is Lawrence Stegman here. Stegman trying every which way but loose to try and find a way by the number 22 car. Not been able to do it yet, but we've still got 20 minutes plus a lap of this race to come. So conservation of the rubber is, of course, very, very important. And the number 27 car of Leonard Hugenboom, the Dutch driver, you can see, who has been able to escape up the road a little bit from this fight that is going on between car 22 and 99 over 5th place. So I remind you that car 22 is driven by the German driver, Mark David Muller, and car 99, then, of which he is in a real fight with, is Lawrence Stegman. So off the oval and onto the start-finish straight then. And as you head in towards turn number 1, using this longer version of the Lausitzring, this long sweeping turn number 1 where you carry so much speed and get so close to that concrete wall, and you maintain the speed and the momentum into turn number 2, the very, very tight, relatively, left-hander. Here is Houston then. And this fight that is continuing between Stegman and Muller, and Stegman has put himself ahead. So Stegman up to P5, but here comes Mark-David Muller fighting back here. Now, can Michael Makash buy into this as well? So, if I was polite, I would say that Muller is trying to get the benefit of the draft off the back of the number 99 car, flashing his lights furiously, as these two have provided great entertainment and great race between them so far. And we've still got 18 minutes of this, plus a lap to come. Thoroughly enjoying this. And now, as I mentioned then, Michael Makash is back into this three-way fight for the contest, which is for P5. Now, Makash, if he's very clever here, could really benefit because the two that are fighting ahead, of course, they are slowing, and that gives the opportunity to Makash, potentially, to take advantage. So this is how he did it then. Up on the inside, really, really hard on the brakes before turning in to the left-hander. So it was a very good move by Lawrence Stegman. And Stegman goes through. And at that point, Mark-David Muller had nothing to defend with. Fabian Crime is loving the fact that they're all fighting behind, because for Fabian Crime, it just means he can concentrate and focus on every apex and just delivering good lap times, lap after lap after lap. Well, the back end of the car looked a little bit loose then as he was braking into turn number 2. But Fabian Crime, last time around, has built a 2.23 second margin over Maxime Osten, running in P2. Now, as I said, the one to potentially look at here is the driver of the number 47 car, Michael Makash. Of course, the number and car driven by Colin Karasani last year. Michael Makash then, who had a really good grid position and was not able to capitalize on that necessarily. And hence, he's running in that P7 position, but he's desperate to try and make it P6 and maybe even P5 by really taking this race to Muller and Stegman ahead. So Stegman for the moment in the dark grey car, the number 22 all-yellow car is Mark-David Muller, and then we see the number 47 car of Michael Makash then, the Czech Republic driver. And also buying into this now is Horsten Bartholomew in the car number 50. So all of a sudden it becomes, by way of invitation, a four-way fight that is going on for P5. So this is going to liven up over the final 15 minutes of this race, and now really ramping up the pressure is Mark-David Muller. So Lawrence Stegman then, metaphorically, having to really stick his elbows out now. Here we reach the fastest part of the circuit. So it's now here where momentum over the bump and onto the start-finish straight, where you carry so much speed through this bank turn number 1. Going to the inside now goes Michael Makash. Now you could see there that Muller wanted to defend that position and move into that, but he was unable to do so. A good opportunistic move, which he set up absolutely perfectly from Michael Makash then. And he goes chasing after the number 99 car of Lawrence Stegman. If he dives to the inside now, he's going to have the advantage going into turn number 1. Absolutely brilliant driving by Makash then. Super stuff. He goes ahead of Lawrence Stegman. Stegman trying to fight back here. Makash now trying to make the car wide. Almost contact between the number 22 car of Mark-David Muller and the number 99 car of Lawrence Stegman. So Stegman then chasing now the number 47 car of Michael Makash, who did take 2 in the space of but a few hundred meters. Really, really good driving. I seem to think he rehearsed that really on the lap before. Now this is Sean Fuster, who has got by the number 50 car. So Fabian Crime leading. Just ignore for the moment the graphics on the left-hand side of your screen. Let's take a look at the replay here. Well done, guys, for getting us this so quickly, because it was brilliant overtake, first of all, on that car, and then this was part 2 of the overtake, and as I say, executed perfectly. Did 2 drivers and 2 cars in the space of but a few hundred meters. So great driving indeed. And you can see pushing the car to the absolute limits, and to the absolute limits of the tarmac as well. And look at this, still fighting, and now Stegman is having to really defend. And the big beneficiary here could be the number 50 car of Horsten Bartholomew. If he allows these two to continue their fight between each other, he could benefit in much the same way that Mikael Makash did. So let's see how this pans out then. What have we got? Just under 13 minutes plus a lap of this race remaining. So Lawrence Stegman ahead of the Mark David Muller car for the moment. And Mikael Makash has not really been able to get away as well as he would have liked and gap himself still further to Stegman and to the warring factions behind. And we're not far away from Stifter being involved in this either. So it could become a five-way fight for P5. There is the Stifter car just coming into the picture now. So as they run through the twisty sections, turn 7, 8, 9 here, and then back onto the oval where the speed is oh so important, and you carry so much of that speed. That was a bump-induced little tap, I think. Let's see it again from close-up here in replay. Just to let you know, Lawrence, that I'm still here and right up your trumpet. I think he's aware of that now, if he wasn't before. Fabian Crime sets a new fastest lap and extends his lead to 3.13 seconds over the rest of the pack. And here we go then, the 22 car, Mark David Muller, just taking a look at the inside. Whoa. And there you can see, carrying just too much speed into that turn was Stegman, and Stegman has lost out initially to the Mark David Muller car, but potentially to others as well. This is Maxime Ooston continuing to hold on to that P2 place at the moment with Tom Nittel running now in P3. So Maxime Ooston, Fabian Crime the leader, Ooston is P2, Tom Nittel is P3. And this will run all the way for the remaining 10.5 minutes plus a lap. And of course it is just nicely playing into the hands of Fabian Crime, who's leading the race and is able to extend still further his margin between. There he is, you can just see Fabian Crime into the picture going through turn number 1. Tom Nittel just eyeing up the back of the Maxime Ooston car. Maxime Ooston making sure that the inside line is protected there. And it's now that Tom Nittel needs to make his decision, inside or outside. He's going to try and sell him a dummy here, and then perhaps at the last minute dive to the inside. No, I got it completely wrong. He's going to try the outside. And Ooston's got that all covered off nicely. So this fight that is continuing for P2 between Maxime Ooston and Tom Nittel. And meantime, this fantastic race, which has been going on for lap after lap after lap, as to the inside of Stegman goes the number 50 car of Horsten Bartholomew. Here comes Stegman to fight back, though. Bartholomew will have the inside line here. Oh, and a mistake from Mark David Muller. And I did say earlier on, just keep your eyes on the number 50 car, the Australian driver, Horsten Bartholomew, who could take advantage in much the same way that Mikael Makash did, and he's done just precisely that. So with just under 9 minutes plus a lap remaining of this race, the places continue to change. Compelling race, opening race for the BMW M2 Cup. We're live from Lausitzring, and we're not done with this yet, that's for sure. So good driving from all of our young talents who are providing great entertainment for us. And Horsten Bartholomew then now running in that P6 position. Michael Marques then in P5. Bartholomew Horsten running in that P6 place. Marques now has been able to break away a bit. Here comes, whoa, that was a big cover off there from Muller on the hard attacking Lawrence Stegman car. Great driving. And Bartholomew in that number 50 car. Bartholomew Horsten now happy in that P6 place. So I think place swap of the day award would need to go to Lawrence Stegman, Mark David Muller, because these two, as now Stegman does put himself ahead of the number 22 car for about the 10th time of asking. These two have been superb all race long. And you can see that, and this was the earlier incident which we get in replay here. And mistakes from both Mark David and also, and a very moment then for Tom Nittel, who was chasing, of course, Maxime Oosten, just running a bit wide, and Tom Nittel in that P3 position as the gravel was found. And, of course, as we get towards the end of the race, so the grip afforded to the all the drivers, all the young talent by the tyres is reducing because hard race distance that they have driven. Smoothest of the lot has been Fabian Crime. He goes through on that camera now, leading in this race by, as he crossed the timing line, just over 4 seconds of Maxime Oosten then in P2 and Tom Nittel in P3. Then running in P4, the number 27 car of Leonard Hugenboom. There he is, being caught now by Michael Marques. And then this whole gaggle of cars which have brought us so much fun during the course of the race, with overtake after overtake and place swaps almost at every turn. Been really great to enjoy. So Fabian Crime then just losing a little bit of time on Maxime Oosten for the last lap. It's going to be interesting to see. I mean, we only have 5.5 minutes plus a lap remaining, and I would think with a just under 4 second margin that Fabian Crime is just managing the gap. Also trying to manage or prevent an overtake from Stifter then is Mark David Muller. Stifter takes to the inside now, and this is for P8 in the race. Executed really well. Now try and get the car rotated, and Diego Stifter then, the Italian racer, goes ahead to pick up P8. So again, the award for the most entertaining gaggle of cars is definitely going to go to this lot, who have been awesome throughout the race. As I said, Fabian Crime, I think, is just managing that margin because he's, as he's crossed the timing line, he's increased it to just over 4 seconds once again. Here it is in replay. Diving to the inside. And then, once you've got the car rotated, what he needs to do is make that car wide, so no chance for the place to be wrestled back. Top three, as you can see, they're all spaced by about the same time. It's the top end of 3 seconds between them. Been really impressed with the number 27 driver, Leonard Hugenboom, who is chasing down. And just keep your eyes here on Jarno de Houw, the Belgian, who is nearly on the back of the number 22 car of Mark David Muller. Big shout out to the Kreuzpointers as well, running in P11 and P12. Now, I did say keep an eye on de Houw as he takes to the grass, to the curbs, to the rumble strips in his quest to get by the number 25 car of Stifter. So Stifter here running in that P8 place. Lights being furiously flashed by Jarno de Houw. And Jarno de Houw is certainly not finished with the race yet and is looking for anything he can to try and just break the confidence of Stifter ahead so that he loses concentration just for a moment. And it's now, okay, that de Houw really needs to try and get the benefit of a slight draft off the back of the number 25 car onto the fastest part of the circuit, exiting turn 10. Start finish straight, carrying all that speed through turn number 1. You can see him move to the inside. Think better of it through turn number 1. Is he going to move to the inside at turn number 2? Well, you would think that Stifter would be wise to that and would hug the inside to prevent the number 14 car from doing that. Here they come then. So the number 14 car driven by Jarno de Houw. Oh, and you could see the front end of the number 25 car was just looking a little bit loose there. But he controlled it nicely and has gone through. Jacqueline Kreuzpointner has moved up, as we can see strife on the left-hand side of the screen. It looks like Mark David Muller, but that might be a problem with the GPS being sent back to our timing screen. There is our leader, Fabian Crime, who has done an exceptional job. There's no question about that. Of course, always advantage when you're going from the very front of the pack. Fabian Crime has maintained a kind of a top end of 2, then 3, then 4 second gap, really, throughout the course of the race. Fastest lap then, Fabian Crime. And we're watching the number 22 car of Mark David Muller. And it's Maxime Houston P2, Tom Littell P3. And here, did he rehearse it last lap around? And is it going to be this time that he tries to execute it? Jarno de Houw, Jarno de Houw I'm talking about. So, as I mentioned, just ignore the graphics that we saw on the left-hand side of the screen with regards to Mark David Muller, because we can see the car there leading these two. And now de Houw here is trying to carry more speed, run around the outside so that he's got more momentum, but he's not going to be able to get close enough. Is he to be able to dive to the inside? Or is he? Let's see here. Don't think so. And all of a sudden, Diego Stifter is thinking that actually Mark David Muller is looking a bit vulnerable here, and I could take away that P8 place. Meantime, Fabian Crime then, our race leader. You can see the two cars that will occupy P2 and P3, if it all stays this way at the end of the race. There they are. They're gapped significantly, Maxime Houston and Tom Littell. Masterclass from Fabian Crime then, who, of course, raced in this championship last year and took a win in this championship last year, and using all the experience with the car to full effect. And as he crosses the timing line, he's going to have one more lap to do. So here is Fabian Crime then. Cross the timing line, breaks the timing beam to start the final lap of this race. We're on to lap 18 then. Fabian Crime from Maxime Houston and Tom Littell. Then it's Leonard Hugenboom, Michael Marques P5. Then it's Horsten P6, Stegman P7, Muller P8, Stifter P9 and de Houw P10, with the Kreuzpointner sisters, Jacqueline and Alessia P11 and P12. Then it's Venish, Fuster and Heffler. That's the way it looks. So confirmation then that we are on the last lap of the BMW M2 Cup race, the first race of the season here at the Lausitzring. It is a fantastic calendar as we take in Lausitzring, Nürburgring, Spa-Francorchamps, the Red Bull Ring, and of course our big final to come at Hockenheim. Now, I did say that Stifter could sense the opportunity here to wrestle away that P8 place from Mark David Muller. But he doesn't want to leave himself vulnerable to the hard-charging Jarno de Houw right behind. So going to have to be very clever and calculating about this, and when he makes his move, running down towards turn number 5 now. Here's Fabian Krime then, who is so far ahead that barring absolute disaster, surely he has got this banked and almost cemented into the history books of taking the Season 2 Race 1 win. So, out of turn number 10 then, he accelerates towards the start-finish line. The checkered flag is being unfurled, and it is Fabian Krime that takes the win. Ahead of Maxime Oosten then, running in P2, and then it will be Tom Nittel that will take P3. Sure enough, he crosses the line. It will be those drivers that we'll be seeing on the podium. To take P4 then, it's going to be Leonard Hugenboom, and then right in the final stages of this race, de Houw, and having a drag race all the way to the timing line. Absolutely brilliant driving between Jarno de Houw and Diego Stifter, as the rest of the cars take the checkered flag. Fabian Krime from Maxime Oosten, Tom Nittel, Leonard Hugenboom, Michael Marques. Then it was Horsten, Stegman, Muller, Stifter, de Houw, Jacqueline Kreutzpointner ahead of Alessia Kreutzpointner. And then it'll be Venish and Fuster and Heffler. Whoa, what a race, what an opener to the BMW M2 Cup. And here then, diving to the inside of the number 25 car was Jarno de Houw. Hence this drag race. Oh, and you can see strife there for Robert Heffler, just out onto the gravel. But here is our winner then, Fabian Krime, who did not really put a foot wrong during the entire race. Confirmation of the race result then. Krime taking the win from Oosten, from Nittel, Hugenboom, Marques, Horsten, Stegman, Muller, Stifter, and then taking P10, de Houw. It was Jacqueline that led Alessia Kreutzpointner across the line for P11 and P12. Then it's Venish, Fuster, and Heffler. The full result of what was a hugely entertaining race. To the checkered flag he went then in replay to celebrate winning the first race of the season 2022 in the BMW M2 Cup. Congratulations to Fabian Krime. Loving these slow-mo images then of our drivers in the BMW M2 Cup. Promoting young talents then as they continue their career in motorsport. The car of Tom Nittel and Maxime Oosten. Cars are identical, of course, and one of the features of the BMW M2 Championship is the fact that the cars are moved around during the course of the season, so the car that Fabian Krime has driven today or this weekend will not necessarily be the car that he will drive at Lausitzring, because the cars are all absolutely identical, and the drivers swap the cars during the course of the season to make sure there is absolute parity. So drivers then who will be heading towards the podium and the celebrations to come. And congratulations being afforded already. So helmet off, and Fabian Crime then, who will put his glasses on once he's removed his earphones and everything else. Balaclava off, and the glasses are on. A little wipe of a little perspiration, of course, after a hard charge 30-minute plus 1 lap race. Well done to Fabian Crime.
All right, and now we've got Tom Nittel here. Congratulations, P3 for you. You look very content, very happy. So I guess from here, anything is possible, but I guess a podium definitely today.
Yes, I'm very happy. Had a good pace today, nice fights in the beginning with Maxime. So I'm happy, and let's see what we can do tomorrow.
It was a good fight, but it was also fair. And exactly, and also coming from P4 to P3, I guess you're happy in your race result.
Yes, the start was really nice. I got some positions, and yes, I'm happy.
And I guess it's also fantastic always having 2 races on one weekend, right?
Yes, that's perfect. And I can do it better in the next race.
Even better. All right. Thank you so much, Tom.
Thank you.
And now we've got Maxime Osten here, who's started in P2 and ended in 2nd place. So how excited are you?
Yeah, my start was super bad. I was directly into P4, and I was next to, I think, 47 in turn 1. So I was faster there, and I was the first lap. I ended in P3. I wanted to overtake P2, and he turned in on me. So I think my wheel is like a little bit, it's not straight anymore. And yeah, I ended in P2. So it's good.
I was just going to say, considering you didn't have the best start, it's very good.
Yeah. Considering that, it's good.
All right, so you're happy.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And last but not least, we're going to get Fabian Crime also, who started in pole position and got his victory. So I was right about that. How does it feel?
Amazing, really. A nice job. Thanks to my team Pole Promotion for that possibility to drive here. It was amazing. Yeah, I don't know what to say.
Out of words because you're so excited. Well, that's always the best. Well, off you go to the podium because you're going to have the ceremony in just a bit. So here's your commentator.
Thank you very much, Verena. Getting our 1, 2, 3 then. Tom Nittel, Maxime Osten and Fabian Crime. And quite rightly, they will be celebrating on the podium in just a few moments from now. So the top three then, Fabian Kreim, Maxim Osten and Tom Nittel then on the podium.
Tom Nittel. Und damit kommen wir zur Übergabe der Pokale. Wir fangen an mit dem Drittplatzierten aus dem Hause. Björn Wiegand als
So trophy presentation time, and as I mentioned, Björn Wiegand will make the trophy presentation. He's from the BMW Cup Technic team, and he makes the trophy presentation to our P3 driver, Tom Nittel. Jörg Michaelis then from the BMW Cup organisation. What a great job Jörg does. He makes the trophy presentation to our P2 driver, Maxim Osten. Congratulates all at the same time, of course. And Patrick Wittstock here from BMW to make the trophy presentation to our race winner, Fabian Kreim. So our fine young talents then, with their trophies, being photographed by the media. And Fabian Kreim, Maxim Osten and Tom Nittel. This, of course, will give their confidence a... Oh! Maxim Osten ran away then, but now the champagne fight continues. Well done to all three, but well done to all the drivers for giving us a great race to enjoy. The first race of the season from the BMW M2 Cup. Fantastic calendar ahead, as we have another race to come, of course, from the Lausitzring, and that will be tomorrow. Then it's the Norris Ring, Nürburgring, Spa-Francorchamps, Red Bull Ring and Hockenheim for the season ahead. Thank you so much for watching. Enjoy the highlights now, and we'll see you for race 2 tomorrow. Goodbye.